dimensional rift ripped the sky open, and people got cooked. Monsters clocked in. Humanity clocked out. Entire nations got folded. Humanity only survived because people started awakening powerful classes. Out of millions of awakeners, only 3 legends ever reached mythic rank. But Dragon Kingdom, it unleashed Asura, an absolute psychopath, who conquered 70 worlds in just 10 years, and died holding back a beast tide so everyone else could keep breathing. Fast forward 100 years, that same legend wakes up in Zhang Yue's body, a broke nobody, a beast tamer, the class that burns through resources faster than a gold digger with your credit card. Then the system checked his ID. Ah, hell no. You again? Boom. A century's worth of stored energy comes flooding back. He re-rolls into a mythic necromancer, and just like that, the world's biggest scam class ends up in the worst possible hands. Unlike regular beast tamers stuck with fixed companion quality, our boy could evolve his undead army non-stop into absolute monsters. He'd already conquered 70 worlds in 10 years before. With a mythic class profession this time, sky was the limit. Our boy entered the first world, the source of nightmares. The system dropped him in the safe zone, Doomsday Town, where fighting was banned. He ditched his old identity and registered a new ID 0. Standing in town, he heard other players yapping about how no monsters could touch them inside the protected area. The first world mission popped up: kill 1,000 monsters and collect 10 silver coins to unlock the boss dungeon. The layout hadn't changed much. 0 headed straight to the equipment shop. The owner Chels tried selling him basic 1-star trash, saying better stuff would cost extra. Our boy dropped 100 copper coins on a full starter set, without blinking. Some rookies immediately started roasting him, calling him a dumbass for wasting all his starter coins on a complete basic set instead of 1 weapon. This idiot's gonna go broke in a day, they laughed. Others argued it was smarter than buying a single weapon. 0 ignored the clowns and focused. He picked the Blaze set for that tiny magic attack bonus and started refining his weapon immediately. 1 energy point, 10% success rate. First try, perfect upgrade. He smiled like a shark. Keep refining automatically. 132 attempts later and 985 energy points burned. His weapon maxed out and evolved into the Flame Pioneer Stick. Massive magic attack boost plus a golden burn damage over time attribute. Beautiful. Gear ready. Status checked. Level 0 Necromancer with ridiculous energy reserves. Still in a beginner's body, but carrying the experience of a legendary warrior. Our boy cracked his neck. Deep in the source of nightmares, a bunch of pathetic novice adventurers were getting their asses handed to them by a basic monster. They could barely scratch its massive health bar while panicking like virgins in a gangbang. 1 solid counterattack from that thing and they'd be dead meat. 0 watched the whole shit show from a distance, shaking his head at how unprepared these clowns were for the brutal reality of the first world. When the mutant rat had them cornered and about to get turned into red paste, our boy finally stepped in. 1 casual swing of the Flame Pioneer Stick smashed into the beast, triggering the burn effect instantly. The rat squealed and dropped dead. System confirmed the kill. Experience and anomalous energy came rolling in. 0 smirked. Legendary professions had stupidly superior base attributes. Monsters that needed a whole team of losers to take down. He one-shot that bastard easy. The novices stood there with their jaws on the floor, staring at his golden tier weapon like it was a miracle. Some idiots started whispering that he had to be a veteran, pretending to be a newbie. No way a real beginner could refine gear that hard. 0 didn't give a single damn about their fanboying. He was here to level efficiently, not make friends. Level 1 trash gave dogshit experience, so he pushed deeper, hunting stronger prey, venomous spiders, armored scorpions, and pissed off wild boars. His next stop, an abandoned factory crawling with better monsters for faster leveling. On the way, some group of adventurers tried recruiting him. They had the classic balanced party: tank, healer, DPS, and their priestess gave him big pleading eyes, begging him to join. 0 politely told them to fuck off. The group looked disappointed as hell, but stepped aside, watching this lone madman head straight toward the dangerous abandoned factory. They muttered among themselves that this guy was way beyond normal adventurers. 0 ignored their gossip. A beast jumped out from the shadows, dead in 1 hit. He kept moving deeper into the hazardous facility, carving through monsters like a hot knife through butter. Kill after kill, the system spammed notifications. Experience and energy poured in. Level 2 hit fast. Health, mana, and skill points all boosted. A giant spider tried a sneak attack from the dark. 0 answered with a savage magic blast that straight up incinerated the ugly boy. Level 3. Health and mana up again, plus 6 free attribute points. Thanks to his legendary class, he got 6 times the normal rewards. 18 free attribute points after just 3 levels. First skill slot unlocked 2, Fireball. Our boy reviewed his status, noted how early Beast Tamer and Mage progression felt similar, and got to work. He dumped points into Intelligence, Agility, and Spirit, maxing casting speed, magic power, and mobility like a proper grinder. Then he went full degenerate mode. Thousands of energy points poured into Fireball, ranking it up repeatedly until it hit the limit and evolved into Super Fireball. Massive damage plus a nasty burn effect. Zero calculated he could hit level 8 by the time he finished the first world objectives. He checked the requirements again, kill monsters, farm silver coins, unlock the teleportation channel. Deeper he went. Soon he reached a massive gate. He pushed it open and stepped into a vast silent hall. Inside, he found an injured NPC named Harl. The poor bastard's family got slaughtered by monsters. He begged Zero to wipe out the ironclad scorpions infesting the Doomsday Factory. Quests from NPCs usually paid good shit, so our boy accepted immediately. Rewards, experience, silver coins, energy, and a shot at random 1-star equipment. Perfect! Sensing movement nearby, Zero cracked his knuckles. Time to hunt. He surveyed the abandoned factory, feeling the monsters hiding in the dark like the cowards they were. Then he spotted it, a level 5 ironclad scorpion. He remembered these armored assholes from his previous life. But Zero wasn't worried. He channeled his magic, eyes cold and focused. Zero didn't waste time. He launched a blazing super fireball straight at the ironclad scorpion's ugly face. The monster roared and charged like an angry bull on steroids. Using its charge skill, our boy flipped backwards smoothly, dodged midair, and landed clean. The battle kicked into high gear as the scorpion kept rushing him like a horny bastard who couldn't take no for an answer. He finished the level 5 ironclad scorpion without much trouble. Experience and energy rolled in, but damn, Super Fireball ate mana like a cheap whore. Zero kept clearing the rest of the smaller scorpions around him. He knew the drill from his past life. Kill enough minions, and the big daddy, the ironclad Emperor Scorpion, would show up early. The moment the last small fry dropped, the Emperor burst out from the shadows, crimson eyes glowing with pure murder. It charged with insane force. Zero grinned and fired another Super Fireball, smashing it right in the chest and knocking the bastard back. Still as tanky as I remember you, armored prick, he chuckled. The fight wasn't gonna be quick. Zero dodged its heavy attacks and kept hammering it with super fireballs. Relentless pressure, not giving the boss a single second to breathe. He finally immobilized the ironclad Emperor Scorpion and dumped almost all his mana into the finishing blow. Right before he could end it, some arrogant asshole adventurer rushed in yelling, "This kill is mine, you noob. I'm stealing the quest reward." Zero stayed ice cold, just watching the idiot run straight toward the weakened boss. "Been knowing you pathetic vultures were hiding there the whole time," Zero said calmly. He roasted them hard. "Instead of grinding like real men, you choose to rob others? Bad choice today, dipshits. I've killed way stronger cunts than you losers." The opportunist's eyes went wide when Zero still had mana left and blasted another skill. Before the thief could react, our boy flashed in front of him and absolutely bodied the guy. Boss dead. Zero immediately activated soul harvesting. The system offered the ironclad Emperor Scorpion as a pet. Its soul floated above his palm. With a single command, absorb, dark energy exploded around him as he pulled the monster's soul inside. The surrounding adventurers watched in pure terror. System confirmed. Ironclad Emperor Scorpion acquired as a common grade pet, thanks to his unique necromancer shit. Loyalty instantly hit max level. No weak-ass beast tamer limitations here. Using his massive experience reserves, Zero upgraded the Scorpion on the spot. Its iron armor evolved into A-rank steel body, 30% damage reduction, and a perfect meat shield for the front line. The opportunist was pissing himself at this point. Zero smirked. "I sensed you cockroaches the second I took the mission. Waiting to steal kills from solo players? Pathetic." The scared cockroach tried to run. Zero casually ordered his new pet, "Chase him. Show me what you can do." The ironclad Emperor Scorpion charged like a goddamn train. The guy tripped, fell on his face, and started begging for mercy. Zero walked up slowly. "If you're gonna prey on others, be ready to become the prey." One command later, the Scorpion finished the job. Clean and fitting end. Quest complete. Rewards hit: 500 experience, 1 silver coin, 300,000 energy, a magic necklace, and iron leg guards. Level 4 achieved. Health, mana, and 6 more attribute points in the bag. He instantly refined both new items with his insane energy reserves, turning them into golden quality gear. Sanctuary, source of magic necklace, and ironclad hero guardian leg guards. Mana boosted, defense stacked. Sexy. With upgraded gear and a loyal tank pet, our boy was moving like a well-oiled machine. Level 5 was coming fast. Then the area announcement dropped. The level 5 hidden realm, City of the Apocalypse, had appeared near Doomsday Town. Open for only 1 hour. Zero's eyes lit up. First clear reward? All his. With this big armored bastard as my frontline meat shield. Let's go conquer this shit. He set off immediately, ready to tear through the hidden realm. The City of the Apocalypse, popping up, pulled in a huge crowd of adventurers like flies on shit. Some pussies were hesitating, while others rushed to form teams. Zero stood quietly near the entrance, watching the circus. Among the big shots was Liu Qing, the rich spoiled brat son of Lin Hai's richest asshole, rolling up with his fully geared squad of subordinates. An acquaintance spotted Zhang Yue and started pointing, drawing attention toward Zero. Our boy stayed ice cold, just observing the strong teams gathered at the gate. Then he ran into his ex-girlfriend, Lin Yuji, right at the entrance. The bitch immediately started mocking him for being a useless beast tamer. "What are you doing here?" Zero didn't even flinch. He looked her dead in the eyes and called her an old shoe, then roasted Master Yao as a delusional fuckboy. Lin got pissed and told Yao to teach this loser a lesson. Zero just gave them a cold warning. Cherish your pathetic lives while you still can, before turning back to the hidden realm like they were nothing. Lin Yuji laughed it off but got weirded out when she couldn't sense his level or profession at all. Master Yao ignored the trash and focused on grabbing the first clear. His team popped resurrection scrolls and marched inside like hot shit. Some random bystander tried to give Zero advice about knowing his place against the elites. The old Zhang Yue's broke life was over. As Shura, he was going to climb above every single one of these clowns. He watched Liu Yao's party enter with their fancy resurrection scrolls. Supreme Guild had a real shot at first clear, but Zero still needed to hit level 5 and stack more power before soloing it. Inside the realm, Lin kept bitching about Zero and pushing Liu Yao for revenge. Liu Yao said he doesn't kill people in public to protect his family's and guild's image, then led his team deeper. Once they left, Zero ignored the ex's taunts and started powering up his ironclad Emperor Scorpion. Thanks to Necromancer perks, the pet only needed half the normal experience. It hit level 5 fast through combat. The surrounding adventurers who had mocked him earlier started regretting it hard. A few thirsty girls even offered to tag along for protection. Zero brushed them off like annoying flies and kept moving solo. With only 10 minutes left before the realm closed, he stepped inside. His ironclad Emperor Scorpion tanked everything up front while our boy blasted safely from the back. His specialized gear kept restoring mana non-stop, letting him spam fireball like a machine gun. 10 minutes? More than enough. Meanwhile, Liu Yao's party was getting destroyed by the level 7 boss. They were taking heavy damage, hope draining fast. They were about to pop resurrection scrolls and run like cowards when they sensed someone coming. Zero walked out of the shadows into the boss chamber. Liu Yao was stunned. "The hell are you doing here?" He mocked Zero for trying the hidden realm solo. "Got a death wish, loser?" Then he retreated with his team, sarcastically wishing Zero a quick and painful death. Zero didn't even blink. He stepped up to face the level 7 iron-armored scorpion leader. The massive boss revealed itself, flexing its crazy defense and iron armor charge skill. Our boy sent his pet in first to tank. After testing its defenses, he unleashed Super Fireball. Critical hit for 206 damage plus a raging burn effect. When the boss swung its heavy claw, Zero dodged clean and countered hard. He barraged the boss with Super Fireballs, explosions ripping across its body until the scorpion was staggering, barely standing. One final blast, and the level 7 iron-armored scorpion leader dropped dead. First clear achieved. The system announced it loud. Zero was the first player to conquer the dungeon. Reward, Black Iron Grade Secret Realm Scroll. Everyone lost their goddamn minds. Most pros were still level 1 to 3, and this guy just soloed a level 7 boss. Liu Yao and Lin Yuji could only stare in disbelief. Players all over started speculating wildly about the mysterious adventurer called Zero. Some wondered if it was actually Zhang Yu, but Lin and the others shot that down immediately. No way that loser could hide his identity and solo a level 7 boss. Liu Yao, however, realized Zero was the real deal. He ordered his subordinates to find him and offer big rewards to recruit him into the Supreme Guild. Behind the scenes, that Scorpion leader was no joke. Level 7 tank with 1200 health, 80 attack, and that nasty charge skill. But our boy still crushed it. Zero looted the boss like a pro. Copper coins, equipment, blueprints, and the super rare Mystic Realm scroll. He knew the real juice was in evolving that scroll, so he dumped energy into it, upgrading from black iron to bronze, then straight to silver quality. King grade scrolls had never been found and would be worth a fortune, but our boy wasn't selling shit. He was keeping this bad boy for himself to conquer the other world. He activated the level 5 Mystic Realm scroll and got a gold coin plus a high-level bounty quest. Save the survivor. Mission: rescue Eileen in the Source of Nightmares and escort her safely to Endtown within 12 hours. The area was level 10 territory, packed with berserk boars that loved to lick shit up with their frenzied charges. Zero was only level 5, but he accepted anyway. Ballsy as hell. While searching the dark forest, he spotted Eileen running for her life from a charging boar. Our boy stepped in and smashed the beast back with a powerful hit. He introduced himself and told her he was there to rescue her ass. System confirmed the survivor found. 10 hours left on the clock. Suddenly, the surrounding boars went full berserk. Zero figured the bounty quest had triggered their aggression. A deafening roar shook the forest. Time for round 2. He blasted a fireball into the first charging boar. 123 damage and a nice burn. But but more boars swarmed in fast. Even with his mythical class, golden staff, and upgraded spells, this wasn't going to be a cakewalk. If Aileen died, the quest was doomed. He ordered his ironclad Emperor Scorpion to tank and protect her while he went full DPS mode. The Scorpion held the line like a champ, giving Zero time to work. He dropped Super Fireball after Super Fireball, dropping boars left and right, 40 experience and 100,000 energy per kill. Mana was draining fast though. Aileen asked if he was okay. Zero stayed calm. Don't worry, I'll get you out of here no matter what. Level 7 hit. Health and mana up, plus fresh attribute points. He equipped the gold tier Glory, Lord's Battle Ring, made from the Scorpion King's fangs. Attack boosted hard with armor penetration effect. Now fully juiced, Super Fireball became a monster. He started dropping level 10 Berserk boars in just 2 hits. Once the boar wave was cleared, he got ready to escort Aileen to End Town. That's when Liu Yao and Lin Yuji showed up, shocked that he was still alive. Liu Yao, that sword and shield warrior from Supreme Glory Guild, stepped up with Lin by his side. Zero just waved them off like annoying mosquitoes. You're insignificant. Don't waste my time. Get lost. Lin urged Liu Yao to attack, bragging about his elite status and full gold equipment set. Liu struck with full killing intent, expecting to one-shot the weak beast tamer. The attack barely scratched Zero. Both of them froze, eyes wide like idiots. How the hell was a beast tamer tanking that so easily? They finally realized this guy was on another level. Zero looked at Liu Yao calmly. You done yet? Good. Now it's my turn. He checked his level 7 necromancer status, 26 intelligence and serious magic attack power. Berserk Sprint was ready in reserve, that juicy skill that trades defense for raw offense. Our boy cracked his neck, eyes locked on them. Time to teach you rich pricks a lesson. Liu Yao tried acting tough, flexing his Supreme Guild position and rich family background like that was supposed to scare anyone. Zero didn't even let him finish talking. One single Super Fireball and Liu Yao got deleted on the spot, his fancy gold equipment shattering like cheap glass. System announced that Liu Yao had started the malicious attack first, turning his name gray. Zero could kill this clown with 0 evil points penalty. Idiot, Zero muttered, turning away from the corpse. Lin Yuji stood there frozen, face pale as shit after watching her man get one shot. She panicked hard, remembering her revival scroll only worked twice in 7 days. The rules were brutal. Start a malicious attack, your name goes gray, and the victim can shove you up freely. Fail to defend and you get red named with 100 evil points. Locked out of safe zones until you grind it off. Die too many times and you lose levels, experience, and gear. Zero didn't even glance at her. She wasn't worth his time. He calmly escorted Aileen the rest of the way to the safe zone. Lin Yuji was left seething. You'll pay for humiliating me, you bastard, she swore under her breath. Quest complete. The king level bounty delivered big time. Massive experience, silver coins, energy, an ice staff, ice spike skill book, and a normal pet egg. Rewards pushed our boy straight to level 8. He immediately one-click refined the 2-star ice staff, burning over 22,000 energy to evolve it into the gold attribute Annihilator Frost Staff. Higher quality gear ate energy like crazy, but with his insane reserves, it was nothing. Next, he looked at the normal grade pet egg. Instead of hatching it, he fed it straight to his ironclad Emperor Scorpion, along with the other common eggs he'd collected. Evolution value shot up fast. The Scorpion evolved into an elite grade silver armored Scorpion. Stronger defenses and a nasty counterattack ability unlocked. With upgraded gear and a stronger pet, Zero felt ready to tackle the first world's final boss. But first, he portaled back to the city to restock supplies. The second he arrived, his phone rang. Hospital calling. His brother Zhang Zhao's medical bill had hit 390,000 yuan. Pay up or treatment stops immediately. Our boy remembered the original Zhang You's kindness and made up his mind. He was going to save his brother. He tried to sell some gold-grade equipment, but it was all soul-bound. Couldn't trade shit. He only had a handful of silver coins left. Nowhere close to 390k. While searching online for quick cash, he found an official verified post, 30,000 yuan for training newly awakened professionals. Lots of comments called it a deadly reward. Every trainer died every year. Most people would have been scared off. Zero? It just made the mission more interesting. Before deciding, he checked his status. Level 8 Mythic Necromancer, 240 magic attack, 580 HP, 524 MP. Level 8 2-star Annihilator Frost Staff giving plus 25 magic attack. Our boy smirked. Strong enough. Zero contacted the mystery employer about that fat 300,000 yuan bounty. The employer explained they needed a fresh awakened professional from this generation to escort a special person through the first world. Zero accepted but negotiated hard. He wanted enough cash to cover his brother's full hospital bill. The employer agreed to 400,000 yuan on successful completion and told him to meet at the Resurrection Spring in Doomsday Town in 10 minutes. Our boy showed up right on time. This deal was perfect. He was planning to clear the first world anyway, and now he'd get paid handsomely while saving Zhang Zhao. He met the person he was hired to escort, a mysterious doom mage who instantly turned heads among the players hanging around. Beastanders started whispering shit like, "Is that weak-ass beast tamer really taking this dangerous mission?" Zero ignored the clowns and formed a party with the Doom Mage. System hid both her ID and profession. Smart, she reminded him that clearing the first world meant killing 1,000 monsters and collecting 10 silver coins. Zero nodded calmly and got ready to move. He explained the rules. Pros can't really damage monsters more than 5 levels above them, so leveling up was priority 1. While helping his teammate gain experience, he cast Ice Spike, 389 damage, and used it to lock the monster down. "Finish it," he told her. The Doom Mage channeled dark magic and they dropped the beast together. She leveled up 3 times in a row and looked absolutely stunned. Suddenly, a massive beast exploded out of the shadows. Zero shouted a warning and tackled her out of the way just in time. He rolled back to his feet and blasted a super fireball, counterattacking hard to keep them both safe. After killing it, Zero told her, "Get ready, next training spot." As they moved through the forest, he asked her age. 21, she replied. Zero raised an eyebrow. "You should have awakened at 18 and entered the other world 3 years ago. Why the hell are you still so low level?" The Doom Mage thanked him for helping her level, and even offered 10,000 yuan if he'd just leave and not tell her sister. Zero refused flat out. He'd promised to help her clear the first world, and he was sticking to it. She explained the curse of being a Doom Mage. They attract constant danger, and killing one gives huge experience and energy rewards. Soon a group of level 5-6 attackers showed up, talking big about delivering justice. She panicked and told Zero to run, not wanting him to die because of her. Zero just smirked. Then Lu Yao arrived with a full squad of armed professionals, eyes hungry for the bounty. "Fate really brought us together again," Lu Yao sneered. Zero replied sarcastically, "Came to donate more equipment? You can't use another resurrection scroll for 7 days, dumbass." Liu Yao ignored the taunt and ordered his men to ready their weapons. The system revealed Zero's teammate as Plainface, level 1 only. The whole group looked surprised and confused. Zero stepped up and confronted Liu Yao straight about that juicy 400,000 yuan reward. Instead of fighting, Liu Yao's subordinates suddenly dropped to their knees and started offering gifts, scared pussies. Zero stayed calm and accepted their offerings without blinking. The whole situation had flipped 180 degrees. Liu Yao lost his freaking mind, screaming at his own men for kneeling and trying to suck up to Zero instead of attacking like he ordered. His subordinates flat out refused to fight such a monster. The confrontation ended in total humiliation for Liu Yao, while the Doom Mage watched in disbelief. The men stayed on their knees, pushing fancy gift boxes towards Zero and the Doom Mage. The Doom Mage was confused as hell and asked what the duck Liu Yao was playing at. He quickly shut her up. Liu Yao kept a fake calm face and claimed he preferred peaceful solutions. He said he personally picked the rare gifts as a sincere gesture. They kept kneeling, waiting for Zero to accept. Liu Yao even sweetened the deal. Join his guild, take the gifts, and get a fat 50,000 yuan monthly salary. People around them were impressed as hell. Lun Yuji, however, secretly mocked Zero in her head, thinking a poor loser like him would never refuse and already planning how to humiliate him later. Zero calmly turned it down. "I only respect people stronger than me." Then he threw down the challenge. "If you want to recruit me so bad, do it by force. Beat me and maybe I'll reconsider." The woman next to Liu Yao got pissed and started yelling at Zero for rejecting the generous offer. Zero roasted the whole group. "You people would rather live like dogs than real humans, so either fight or get out of my way." To everyone's shock, Liu Yao ordered his men to let Zero pass. The woman exploded, protesting that they were just letting him walk away. Liu Yao repeated the order. His subordinates had no choice but to obey. One follower questioned why he was sparing the guy who already killed him once. "It'd be easier to just eliminate him," Liu Yao replied coolly. "The hardest things to obtain are often the most valuable." The woman was totally confused by his sudden attitude change. She reminded him he was dead set on killing Zhan Yu before. Liu Yao stayed locked on Zero, unable to figure out how a poor beast tamer could deal such ridiculous damage. He became dead set on recruiting this hidden monster into the Supreme Guild. Meanwhile, Lin Yuji refused to accept Zero's strength. In her head, he was still just a worthless pauper. Burning with resentment, she secretly swore revenge. She'd make him kneel again one day. The Doom Mage thanked Zero for protecting her. He brushed it off. "I'm only here for the 400,000 yuan reward." She warned him he'd never complete the mission if he kept ignoring the danger. Zero questioned her defeatist bullshit. "If you already gave up, why accept the bounty and enter the other world?" She admitted she'd given up on herself long ago. Only her sister kept pushing her to try. Calling herself cursed, she told him to see the truth with his own eyes. Plainface revealed she had tried clearing the first world hundreds of times over the past 3 years since awakening, but always failed. The system rules stopped them from teaming with players more than 10 levels higher, so 2 low levels had zero chance against the final boss. She urged Zero to just leave. "Our boy didn't flinch for a second. I will escort you through the entire first world." Plainface was left completely speechless. Overwhelmed, she asked if he was truly serious. For 3 years she had dreamed of breaking the curse of her profession. Maybe this time it could actually happen. Zero assured her it was possible, Stop overthinking it, he said firmly. Focus on clearing the first world. Encouraged by his unbreakable confidence, Plainface gathered her courage and prepared to move forward. Zero smashed through the first world's requirements like a goddamn machine, 1,000 monsters dead and 10 silver coins collected in just a few hours. Plainface watched the coins stacking up and was straight up speechless. She couldn't believe he had slaughtered over 1,000 monsters so effortlessly in such a short time. Was this his full power, or was the bastard still holding back? With all prerequisites done, Zero and Plainface geared up to face the first world's final boss. Plainface mentioned it was weird for someone so strong to take an escort mission. Zero joked that he was just a second-class person, while secretly hiding how badly he needed that 400k reward money. The system confirmed everything was ready. Zero activated it, opening the Nightmare Source boss field as the massive gate to the Demon Abyss slowly unlocked. "You ready?" he asked. Plainface nodded. They stepped through the gate together and entered the Abyss for the final challenge. Inside the Demon Abyss, the system gave them 1 hour to kill the Berserk Wild Boar King. Fail or die, and they'd have to repeat the entire world mission from scratch. Before pushing forward, Zero handed Plainface a resurrection scroll and some instant recovery potions. Even though he knew he could probably solo this, he told her life and death were unpredictable. Better to be prepared. He equipped his silver-armored scorpion with the Hero Guardian armor, confident the tanky bastard could eat the boss's hits. 100 loyalty was solid, but every death would drop it by 10. Hit 0 and the pet would betray him. Preparations done. The Berserk Wild Boar King charged forward, a level 10 2-star boss with 9,400 health. Berserk Wild Charge and Death Trample. This fatty was the undisputed ruler of the Nightmare Source, and had crushed countless challengers before. Su Jingyan admitted she doubted they could win. Too many people had failed here already. Zero brushed off her trauma. Stay back and focus on healing the scorpion. I'll handle this little pig myself. He opened with a super fireball that smashed the boss for 325 damage, making the massive beast stagger. The Boar King recovered fast and prepared to counter. Tough as expected, Zero muttered. The boss roared and slammed the ground hard. Zero dodged smoothly and answered with another super fireball while the beast charged. When the boss activated Wild Charge, the silver-armored scorpion met it head-on. The violent collision sent shockwaves across the battlefield. The Berserk Wild Boar King kept roaring and charging with deadly force. Su Jingyan panicked and screamed for Zero to dodge. Our boy stayed completely calm, standing his ground. Just wait a little longer. He locked eyes on the incoming level 10 boss as the system displayed its overwhelming threat. The sheer presence alone was enough to make most players piss themselves. But Zero, he wasn't most players. As the Berserk Wild Boar King charged like a pissed-off freight train, Zero spotted the opening and slammed it with Super Ice Spike, 325 ice damage. The fat bastard froze solid for a moment. Su Jingyan quickly pointed out that low-star bosses had 50% resistance to control effects. The freeze wouldn't last long. Sure enough, the Boar King roared and shattered the ice like it was nothing, entering full berserk mode. The enraged boss smashed into the silver-armored scorpion, landing heavy damage in a brutal clash. Seeing his pet getting fucked up, Zero immediately ordered Su Jingyan to heal it. She channeled her magic fast and started restoring the scorpion's health. The battle got nasty. The Boar King kept pounding the scorpion relentlessly. Su Jingyan started panicking, saying they didn't have enough damage to finish it. Zero stayed ice cold. Just hold on a little longer. The moment felt right. We've done enough, he said. He unleashed a devastating flame blast straight into the Berserk Wild Boar King's face. The boss roared in rage, but Zero wasn't worried. A level 10 2-star boss couldn't handle his 2-star gear and legendary class power. He barraged the boss with flame attacks non-stop. Su Jingyan watched in total awe. She'd never seen anyone combo skills with that kind of speed and precision. The Boar King couldn't take the pressure anymore. It dropped dead under the relentless assault. System rewards poured in. 6,000 experience, 10 million psionic power, 12 silver coins, 16 pieces of level 2 meat, country music skill book, 2-star magic storm coat, and 2-star dark blood sniper violence ring. Zero decided to sell the duplicates, save the skill book for a pet, and reforge the coat and ring for himself. Right as he finished sorting the loot, a system notification popped up. Su Jingyan had broken the career limit of her disaster mage profession. She evolved into the epic forbidden mage. She could barely believe it was real. Then a system-wide announcement blasted out. The first world had been conquered in just half a day by a team of only 2 people. The entire adventurer community lost their minds. Nobody could believe someone had carried the cursed disaster mage and solo carried the world boss almost by himself. With the first world cleared, the passage to the second world, Zombie Siege, opened up. Zero explained the red portal led to the second world while the blue one went back to the first. He told Su Jingyan he had some personal shit to handle first and that he was going to collect his payment from her sister. As he walked toward the portal, Su Jingyan suddenly realized he was the mysterious adventurer Zero, the first guy to conquer that secret realm. At the Su Corporation building, a personal assistant told Miss Su that someone had called, claiming the escort mission was complete and demanding the promised payment. Miss Su was skeptical, thinking it was probably a scam, since only half a day had passed. Then Su Jingyan burst in excitedly and announced she had successfully completed the mission. Miss Su was stunned when her sister revealed she had advanced into the epic level Forbidden Mage, something unheard of in their family's history. Assuming it took a huge team, she asked how many people helped. Su Jingyan replied, "Just one person." When Miss Su asked if that person was the mysterious Zero blowing up online, Su Jingyan confirmed it. The news of shattering a 100-year record spread like wildfire across the internet. Su immediately understood the massive value of her sister and this mysterious powerhouse. She called an emergency board meeting and ordered the Rain Pavilion to recruit Zero at any cost. She also wanted that first clear of the second world. Meanwhile, the new Super Ice Spike technique was an A-level skill, 250% magic damage, 1 second freeze, 68 mana cost, 50-second cooldown. The next nightmare awaited, the third world, where flame zombies are completely immune to fire attacks, forcing our boy to completely change up his strategy. Zero got confirmation from the hospital, payment received successfully. His brother's condition was still critical though. They'd need 40,000, 50,000 yuan every month for ongoing treatment. For a second he wondered if rejecting that earlier offer was a dumb move. Then his phone rang again. A representative from Yanyu Pavilion was calling with a guild invitation. Su Jinya, the vice president, offered Zhang Yue a position with 30,000 yuan base salary per month, performance bonuses, and full benefits. Perfect timing. Our boy accepted, but he laid down one clear condition. He'd only show up for major events or when they specifically needed his help. The rest of the time, completely independent. No leash. After the call ended, Su Jinya and Su Jingyan exchanged worried looks. In the meeting, one executive spoke up that joining a guild meant accepting responsibilities. What was the point of recruiting someone who demanded total freedom? Su Jinya said they could drop the recruitment if the conditions were unacceptable. Su Chen got frustrated, questioning if this difficult asshole was really worth it. Su Jinya stood firm. The guy cleared the first world in half a day and broke a 100-year record. He was an exceptional talent they couldn't afford to lose. Su Jingyan openly admired his insane abilities. Su Jinya proposed accepting his terms, only call him for big events or emergencies. Chairman Su Chen reluctantly agreed but warned that if Zero failed to deliver when needed, he'd personally decide his future in the guild. Meanwhile, Zero checked Yanyu Pavilion's ranking, 5th in the province, just 2 spots behind Supreme Guild. The salary plus bonuses would easily cover his brother's medical costs. Good enough. Su Jinya asked when he could come in to complete the recruitment process. Zero politely declined. "I'll work from home. We're in the same city anyway, and access to the other world is the same everywhere." She was surprised but quickly agreed to make the arrangements. With steady income secured, our boy felt relieved. Now he could focus 100% on getting stronger. He headed to the portal and selected the second world. Zombie Siege. No hesitation. He stepped through, ready for whatever fresh hell waited. After entering, the system assigned him to Nodding City as his safe zone. The world had been wrecked by an apocalypse. Humans mutated into zombies. Cities barely surviving under constant siege. To unlock the third world, he needed to clear the dungeon and repel 3 zombie waves. After checking the requirements, Zero saw the dungeon needed at least level 15. Time to grind levels first. The system warned that a massive zombie horde would attack Nodding City in just 2 days. Preparations were urgent. A soldier captain approached and explained that endless zombie attacks had drained the city's weapon supplies. He gave Zero a mission: head west, kill mutant zombies, and collect materials to forge new weapons. It was a straightforward quest against level 11-20 monsters. Zero accepted immediately. The mission required 100 fire type, 100 ice type, and 100 poison type zombie cores. Rewards looked juicy. 1,000 experience, 50 silver coins, 9,000 energy, and 2 random pieces of 2-star equipment. Our boy knew this quest would push him close to finishing the second world's requirements. He assured the captain he'd get it done. When he reached the defense camp outside the city, he found it already burned to shit and crawling with mutant zombies. Zero stepped forward without fear. He opened with Super Fireball, 266 fire damage plus 50 ice damage. The mutant zombies roared and counterattacked, but he stayed calm, moving with swift, precise strikes. Some attacks only did 1 damage though. These bastards had solid defenses. Zero quickly realized his fire skills were basically useless. The zombies had high fire affinity and actually got excited by fire attacks, making them even more dangerous. "Alright, fuck this," he muttered. He stopped using fire and switched tactics. The system identified them as level 11 mutant fire zombies, 850 health, 125 magic attack, 85 physical defense, 90 magic defense, with fire missile and fire shield skills. Fire attacks only made these zombies hornier for blood. Zero ordered his silver-armored scorpion to pull the fire zombie's attention. The big bastard charged in, grabbed one zombie with its claws and pinned it down like a champ. Our boy watched with satisfaction. The pet's elite equipment, bodyguard skill with lifesteal, and extra gear let it tank those hits like a wall. Everything was going smooth, but Zero couldn't shake the feeling that shit felt a little too easy. He switched tactics and started spamming ice attacks. Elemental Advantage crushed the fire zombie hard. It dropped fast, giving 50 experience and 110,000 energy. After the fight, he looted the body. Monsters at this level had a pathetic drop rate for copper coins. He spent the whole afternoon grinding zombies, but only managed around 50 fire-type cores. The drop rate was pissing him off. Feeling hungry after skipping a meal, Zero decided to log out for a break. He'd continue the mission later that evening. While he was gone, a massive surge of energy exploded into the sky back at the defense camp. Red and blue energies smashed together, sending a powerful shockwave across the battlefield. When the dust cleared, Zero was stunned. The boss had respawned. Now it had both fire and ice attributes. The monster roared like a demon and prepared to cook shit up. It was a level 14 Ice-Fire Zombie Commander, a powerful magic-type boss. Zero's eyes lit up. Beating this thing could drop rare equipment or even a valuable skill book. He immediately launched an ice spell and went on the offensive. The Ice-Fire Zombie Commander roared and fired Cold Water Stab. Zero got caught off guard and took a direct hit, 352 HP gone in one shot. Stronger than I thought, he muttered, regaining his focus. The battle got intense. His skills were only about 50% effective against the dual-element boss. This was one of the worst possible matchups for his current build. The boss then smashed the silver-armored scorpion with a devastating attack and killed it outright. System notification. Normally the pet would take 3 hours to revive at the Spring of Life, lose 1 level, and drop 10 loyalty points. Thankfully, Zero's Necromancer ability kicked in. Revival time cut to 1 hour, with no level or loyalty loss. Still, without his frontline tank, our boy was now exposed. This second world boss was on a completely different level compared to the first world's trash. Then someone blasted the monster with purple attack. Yeah, that was Sujinya. This was going to be a long, ugly fight. Zero focused on dishing out as much damage as possible, while his ally handled crowd control. Even at 50% effectiveness, he was determined to grind this commander down. The boss roared and launched a blazing fireball at him. Zero wondered if it had an immobilizing effect too. Before it could overwhelm him, his ally stepped in and unleashed the Streamlight skill, a perfect chain of 3 powerful spells in purple energy. Watching the flawless combo, Zero realized he was seeing the true strength of an epic-class profession. She was a forbidden mage. The Ice-Fire Zombie Commander launched a fireball. Zero countered with a nasty mix of ice and fire skills. The clashing elements battered the boss hard, making it roar in pain while Sujinya followed up with rapid staff strikes. Zero seized the opening, gathered his power, and delivered the finishing blow. System confirmed the team kill, 3,000 experience, 80-20 split, and 4,200,000 energy. After the fight, Zero offered to split the rewards evenly with Sujinya since she helped take it down. She politely refused, saying she was only there for her own quest and they met by chance. Plus, she still hadn't properly thanked him for helping her sister clear the first world. Zero replied that her sister already paid the agreed reward, so they were square. She smiled and introduced herself as Sujinya, then asked for his name. Sujinya suggested they team up. Same guild, both collecting materials. Hunting would be way more efficient together. When Zero asked about her profession's unique effects, she explained that Forbidden Mage turned control skills into immobilization, increased control duration by 30%, added an extra 1 second immobilize, and reduced all skill cooldowns by 30%. Zero was impressed by her crowd control power. Teaming up would seriously boost their efficiency. He told her he needed to return to Notting City for a bit and suggested they meet again in 10 minutes. After he left, Sujinya remembered a personal promise she once made, to marry whoever helped her break the curse of calamity. She got embarrassed as hell, scolded herself, and tried to push the thought away. Zero checked the loot, 3 pieces of equipment and 1 skill book. He sold the 1-star trash and kept the good stuff. He got the 2-star Frostfire boots of swift movement, solid physical and magic defense, plus 10 agility, plus a temporary 10-point agility boost for 5 seconds after landing a hit. To boost his offense, he refined the skill book into Grade A Super Flame Missile. Fires 3 missiles, each dealing 110% magic damage, 72 mana cost, 5-second cooldown. With new gear and skills, Zero felt his increased agility would help him kite dangerous monsters safely. He accepted Sujinya's guild invitation and officially joined Yanyu Pavilion. Guild membership confirmed, equipment upgraded, new skills ready. Time to keep grinding the second world. Zero and Sujinya continued hunting. He instantly deleted a flame zombie with his upgraded skills. Sujinya was impressed. She praised his combat awareness, perfect timing, and the quality of his gear. Her own top-tier equipment came from her sister and was perfectly matched for Forbidden Mage. Zero smirked. Having money definitely makes getting strong gear easier. Curious about his insane damage, Sujinya asked if he was hiding his equipment effects or running divine grade stuff. Zero kept it vague. My class wasn't awakened the normal way. He didn't reveal anything more. As they prepared to hunt toxic zombies, a guild-wide announcement hit from Chenjun. Every Yanyu Pavilion member had to assemble at Zombie City in 10 minutes or face expulsion. Zero was confused. Why is this guy threatening everyone without explanation? Sujinya said. Chenjun was the head of the Linhai City branch, got the position through his father's connection with her uncle, Su Chen. They decided to prioritize the big guild operation and headed to Zombie City. When they arrived, the guild was already fighting a powerful boss. The monster roared and slammed the ground, sending a massive shockwave that launched nearby players into the air like ragdolls. Zero and Sujinya stepped forward to join the fight. As the chaos grew, Yanyu Pavilion members started arguing with Liu Yao, accusing him of shamelessly trying to steal their discovered boss. Liu Yao didn't give a fuck. Strength decides everything. He ordered his subordinates to wipe out everyone there. Before they could attack, a powerful barrage of flames rained down from above, smashing the battlefield. Liu Yao got startled and shouted, "Who TF dares interfere with my plans?" The Yanyu Pavilion members recognized Zero and started questioning if he came to steal their guild's boss again. Zero ignored the noise and locked onto the enemy in front of him. System identified it as a level 14 mutated frost zombie, physical type monster with 1,140 health, 184 physical attack, 150 physical defense. It constantly emitted freezing energy, making ice and water attacks useless and only pissing it off more. The guild battle turned into a complete shitshow as the boss unleashed a massive purple energy nuke across the field. Players were getting their asses handed to them left and right. One subordinate panicked and begged the guild president to retreat, crying that without the Forbidden Mage's crowd control they were all doomed. The president refused like a stubborn prick. Sujinya is coming soon. Hold formation and chip this bastard down. Onlookers quickly recognized Sujinya as the famous Ice Queen and started gossiping hard that the guy next to her was the one who helped her break her class limits. Some idiots laughed, saying no way this average-looking dude could pull off something that insane. Sujinya got embarrassed by the chatter and quickly told Zero, "Don't listen to these clowns. I'm not actually some cold bitch, okay?" Right then, a guild leader spotted her and noticed Zero standing beside her. His face twisted in surprise. "Who the is this guy and why is he alone with you?" Zero stayed chill but firm. "Who I hang out with is my business. You don't get to question shit." The guild leader tried to play nice, saying he was just worried Zero might get taken advantage of. Sujinya shut that down fast and asked why the hell everyone was urgently summoned. The leader explained that Corpse City had reset and the Corpse King appeared. Super rare event. Killing it would boost the guild's prestige like crazy. As Zero stepped forward to help, the guild leader suddenly blocked him. "You don't need to join." Zero raised an eyebrow. "Why?" The leader told Sujinya to hurry because the Corpse King needed her CC to let the guild go all out. She asked Zero to wait for her and moved in to help. Zero watched from the side. A level 15 boss was no joke, but with the whole guild and Sujinya's support, they'd eventually kill it. Good chance to see how strong the 5th ranked guild in the province actually was. Guild members noticed Zero and were shocked by his damage. They couldn't wrap their heads around a beast tamer putting out that kind of power. Zero's ex looked at him with pure contempt. "You rejected Supreme Guild just to become a lackey in Yanyu Pavilion? Pathetic." Before it could escalate, a powerful energy blast slammed into her, making her cry out in pain. After seeing the situation clearly, he smirked. Now everything makes sense. The guild leader tried to poach him on the spot, offered 3 times the salary and vice president position. Sujinya immediately objected, pissed that he was trying to steal a member right in front of her. Zero politely declined. "I value integrity. I won't ditch my current guild while I'm still in it, but hey, nobody can predict the future." The guild leader smiled. "The offer stays open whenever you change your mind, kid." Then, to everyone's shock, the guild leader suddenly ordered a full retreat even though the boss looked almost dead. Subordinates were confused as hell, asking why they were running when victory was close. The leader just said it was for the greater good and refused to explain. As the guild pulled back, Zero and Sujinya watched the chaos. Sujinya turned to him and thanked him sincerely for everything. Zero brushed it off. "I just did what I thought was right." Then the real monster showed up. The Corpse King of the Abyss emerged, towering over the battlefield like a goddamn nightmare. It slammed its massive meteor hammer into the ground. Zero stood beside Sujinya, calmly staring at the beast. System info popped up. Level 15, 2-star skills, Abyssal Hill, Death Charge, Death Roar, Rampage. This fatty ruled Corpse City and controlled every zombie in the area. Warning, get too close and you'll get smashed into paste by that giant hammer. Zero unloaded Super Flame missiles straight into the Corpse King's ugly face. The blazing attack smashed home perfectly. The crowd around them lost their goddamn minds as the boss's health bar dropped straight to 3%. They couldn't believe this so-called weak-ass beast tamer was dishing out that kind of ridiculous damage. The Corpse King roared in agony and blasted out another massive shockwave. Zero stayed ice cold, charged up, and fired another super flame missile, turning the Corpse King into a walking bonfire. He kept the pressure on like a machine, spamming attacks until the Corpse King finally dropped dead. System rewards hit hard, fat experience and 15 million superpower. Nearby players stood there with their jaws on the floor. They just watched this dude solo finish a boss that the Supreme Guild ran away from. Sujinya thanked him for stopping the boss from getting stolen. Zero shrugged casually. Just doing my job as a Yanyu Pavilion member. Protecting guild interests and all that shit. His calm, confident vibe impressed the hell out of everyone. People started calling him a true master. After the fight, Zero and Sujinya headed back to Nodding City together. Sujinya looked noticeably happier the whole way. Meanwhile, Chen Jun was raging. Did we get the boss or not? A subordinate nervously explained that Zhang Yu drove off Supreme Guild and killed the Corpse King himself. Chen Jun's face twisted in shock. That useless beast tamer? Another member tried defending Zero, saying a guy with that much power would only make the guild stronger. Chen Jun was still pissed. He accused Zero of deliberately interfering and threatened to kick his ass out of Yanyu Pavilion. Zero stayed chill and reminded the asshole, "You're the one who told me not to participate, and I still got the job done, didn't I?" Sujinya jumped in immediately. "Without him, we would have lost the boss and probably gotten wiped out, you idiot." Many guild members nodded in agreement. Zero and Sujinya went back to their mission while Chen Jun secretly told his dogs to keep a close eye on them. As they entered a dark purple misty forest, Sujinya wrinkled her nose. Zero warned her, "These poisonous zombies are way more annoying than the last trash. They've got poisonous physique, hits you or you hit them and you get fucked with unpurifiable poison that drains 6% of your max HP every second for 5 seconds." He told her to focus on healing while he handled the killing. She agreed and handed over all the guild task rewards to him right away. Just as they sorted their gear, the boss popped up again and unleashed another energy blast. Sujinya yelled for him to move fast. Zero went full beast mode, landing critical hits, stacking burn damage, and keeping the boss locked down. Sujinya was straight up impressed watching him one-shot zombies left and right. His crowd control also made farming cores way smoother. Back at base, one of Chen Jun's subordinates reported that the two were getting real cozy, chatting and laughing together during the mission. Chen Jun exploded with jealousy. "That bitch never smiled at me once since she awakened." Burning with rage, he decided to kick Zero out of the guild. Before he could act, a regional announcement blasted through Nodding City. A level 13 corpse tide was coming in 30 minutes. Everyone needed to prepare for defense. Chen Jun's hatred grew even more. He was convinced Zero was deliberately stealing Sujinya from him. He swore he'd get rid of that bastard at the first chance. One subordinate reminded him it'd be hard because of resurrection scrolls and safe zone protection. Chen Jun smirked darkly. During the upcoming corpse tide, safe zone protection disappears. That's when we'll end him. Meanwhile, the system scanned a nearby enemy, mutant poisonous zombie, level 17, poisonous physique plus poison throw. Warning, its lethal poison is no joke. Extreme caution required. With the level 13 corpse tide only 30 minutes away, Zero and Sujinya rushed through the forest like their asses were on fire, trying to snatch the last zombie cores before the shitstorm hit. Sujinya kept pushing him to move faster while staying on guard. Suddenly, a sneaky zombie jumped out from the shadows and smacked Zero, stunning him for a second. Sujinya screamed his name and started charging up a defensive spell. Zero shook it off quick and deleted the zombie before it could do any more damage. Sujinya ran over worried, but he waved her off calmly. "I'm fine. Quest complete." They started heading back through the dark purple forest. The system dropped rewards, experience, energy, equipment, a bonus skill book, and enough XP to push him to level 16, then straight to level 17. Sujinya was hype. She hit level 16 and got 2 pieces of level 15, 2-star gear. She asked about his progress. Zero replied casually, "Level 17. If I wasn't sharing XP with my pet, I'd probably be level 20 by now." Sujinya reminded him the zombie tide was about to start and asked if he was going to refine his new gear. Zero realized he almost forgot. He quickly refined everything into gold tier items. Zombie explosive armor gave plus 720 HP, boosted constitution and endurance, and cut incoming damage by 50%, doubled against zombies. The zombie explosive leg guards stacked even more physical and magic defense, extra endurance and strength, with the same zombie damage reduction. Fully geared up with his level 15 silver armored scorpion, Zero felt nearly untouchable in the second world. Sujinya pumped her fist. "I'm ready for this zombie tide." Then a communication request suddenly interrupted them. Suchen needed her back urgently. Her sister was waiting and transport was already coming. She couldn't refuse. She apologized to Zero, saying family stuff forced her to leave before the tide. Zero told her to go immediately. "Once the corpse tide starts, you won't be able to leave." Before stepping through the portal, Sujinya looked worried. "There'll be so many zombies. Be careful." Zero smirked. Don't worry, I got this. She left. Now he was alone. A citywide announcement blasted out. The zombie tide was starting. All safe zone protection cancelled. No one could leave the other world until the tide was over. The system added that surviving and killing at least 50 zombies would count as successfully resisting the corpse tide. A massive portal ripped open. An endless horde of zombies poured out, roaring like crazy bastards. The tide slammed into the city defenses hard, overrunning tons of players instantly. Zero realized the horde looked endless, but he knew from experience they'd retreat after 1 hour. He only needed 50 kills to survive. Urgent messages started flooding in from Yanyu Pavilion members trapped in Northern City and a dead-end alley, begging for help from their strongest member. Zero rushed toward the location without thinking twice. He didn't know it was a trap. Hidden nearby, Chenjun laughed like a villain. This self-righteous idiot took the bait so easily. Chenjun bragged to his men that even though Zero's offense was insane, his defense was trash because he dumped everything into attack. 10 level 12 archers were lying in ambush all over the alley. They were sure a focused arrow volley would shred him multiple times over. Chenjun's jealousy was burning hot. Make sure he doesn't survive even 1 second after reviving. I want that fucker gone for good. Zero entered the alley. I'm here to help. The second he stepped in, ambush triggered. A massive rain of arrows came flying from every direction. Zero instantly summoned his silver-armored scorpion to tank for him. The hidden attackers were shocked as shit. This weak beast tamer was way stronger than they expected. System notification, he was the target of a malicious attack. He now had 10 minutes of lawful retaliation. Killing them wouldn't add sin value. Zero looked at the trapped assassins with a cold smile. Show's over, you pathetic pieces of shit. Zero unleashed his silver-armored scorpion like a goddamn wrecking ball. The beast tore through the ambushers with pure savagery, ripping them apart. System confirmed, carefree and madness eliminated. No sin value gained, legitimate self-defense. The rest of the attackers watched in pure terror as their perfect plan got absolutely wrecked in seconds. Hidden in the shadows, Chenjun stood frozen, eyes wide like a dumbass who just shit himself. He couldn't believe the weak beast tamer he mocked was this much of a monster. Zero kept walking forward with a cold, murderous glare. He was coming straight for Chenjun's throat. Chenjun started screaming, "How did this happen?" Zero answered by blasting him with a powerful flame attack, showing the massive gap between them like a slap to the face. He looked at the stunned conspirators and roasted them hard. You really thought this pathetic little scheme could trap me? How stupid are you? Then he dropped the bomb. He had known Chenjun was monitoring him ever since the Corpse King fight. Chenjun asked in panic if Zero had been faking weak defenses the whole time to bait them. Zero laughed coldly. Nah, I wasn't even targeting you specifically. I was just curious how far you pathetic clowns would go. Chenjun charged forward like an idiot, yelling he'd kill Zero himself. Zero casually dropped a freezing skill, forcing the loser to back off and guard up. One of Chenjun's dogs tried to twist the story, falsely accusing Zero of disobeying orders and trying to murder a guild leader. He ordered the surrounding members to kill him immediately. The group rushed in like brainless sheep. Zero answered with a massive flame attack, engulfing the whole squad in a roaring inferno. The screams of agony were music to his ears. Chenjun watched his elite assassin get deleted in one strike. Zero stood calmly in the flames, eyes locked on Chenjun. I'm not someone you can provoke without consequences, you jealous piece of shit. The system finally revealed his true identity, Necromancer Zero. Chenjun and his subordinate were completely stunned. They had been messing with the guy who solo carried the first world in half a day. Chenjun's face twisted with rage. He swore right then to become Zero's mortal enemy. Scene shifted to Su Corporation Tower. Sujinya openly expressed how much she hated Chenjun and refused the pressure they were putting on her. Uncle Chen tried bribing her with expensive gifts, a 5 million energy potion and an 8 million custom mage outfit. He kept pushing the arranged marriage, saying love can grow over time and promising the Chen family would spoil her with resources. Sujinya shut it down hard. I'll decide my own future. Uncle Chen got pissed and started guilt-tripping her about everything the Su family invested in her. Before it got worse, her sister stepped in and roasted Uncle Chen. She's not some object you can trade around. No one gets to control her life or decisions. She assured Sujinya she would always support her happiness. Then news hit. Qinjun had been killed by Zhang Yue. Everyone froze in shock. Chairman Qin exploded in rage, accusing the Su Corporation of betrayal. My son was working for your benefit as guild leader. How did one of your members kill him? Su Qin tried to calm things down, saying there might be a misunderstanding. Chairman Qin wasn't having it. He warned he would never let this go if his son was truly dead. Uncle Chen turned on Sujinya and her sister, demanding why they recommended Zhang Yu when the Chen family was funding the guild. Sujinya defended Zero strongly. He would never attack a guild member without a damn good reason. Uncle Chen lost it and demanded Zero kneel and beg for forgiveness, threatening to expel him if he refused. Sujinya's sister contacted Zero directly and asked if he really killed Chenjun. Zero's reply was cold and simple, "I resign." With those 2 words, he cut all ties with Yanyu Pavilion immediately. Zero officially quit the guild on the spot. He walked away without looking back, full of unbreakable determination. No more chains. He was done playing their games and ready to carve his own path. The world always demands a price for anything that seems free, and retaliation was coming. Sujinya hit him up right away, telling Zero not to go off the deep end and promising she'd clear his name and prove he was innocent. Our boy shut it down calm. "Let it go. I'm actually relieved as hell I cut ties with that trash guild." He knew Chenjun was a narrow-minded petty little kid backed by powerful clowns. Killing him would just start an endless cycle of revenge. Better to burn the bridge completely and move on. Zero started thinking ahead. His brother still needed 50k yuan every month for treatment. Plan was simple. Farm materials, sell that shit, blast through the rest of the second world fast, then hit the third world where the real money and good drops were at. But first, he still had to survive 2 more undead waves and clear the second world's dungeon. To unlock the boss dungeon, he needed to finish a regular dungeon and repel 3 waves. Zero set his eyes on Deathland, the highest level dungeon around. Way better rewards than the low-tier crap. At level 17, he was confident he could solo that level 20 dungeon no problem. Before he could bounce, a group of clowns blocked his path in an alley, smirking like idiots. Well, if it ain't the famous beast tamer from Yanyu Pavilion. They refused to move and started provoking him, basically begging him to throw hands. Zero saw right through their bullshit. "How much did Chenjun pay you losers?" One of them admitted Chenjun was offering 5k yuan plus revival scroll per person, and another 5k for anyone who managed to kill him once. Zero knew he could smoke these fools easy, but going red name right now would lock him out of safe zones, logging off, and the boss dungeon. He'd be stuck in the other world like a dumbass. Right on cue, another dude showed up and raised the stakes, offering double the reward to anyone who killed the president of Yanyu Pavilion instead. The attackers were shook. 50k yuan? They demanded to know who the hell this guy was. The newcomer stepped forward with swagger. Lu Yao, eldest young master of the powerful Lu family in Lanhai City. After giving orders to his boys, Lu Yao looked at Zero. "Heard you got kicked out. Chinjun's been swearing he'll block your progress everywhere." He called Chinjun's threats meaningless and roasted Yanyu Pavilion for treating real talent like garbage. Then he made the offer. "Join me instead. I'll protect you. Name your price, bro." Zero politely declined. "Appreciate it, but I'm not interested in joining any guild right now." One of Lu Yao's guys questioned why they should help someone so ungrateful. Lu Yao defended him, saying after getting stomped over by Yanyu Pavilion, his attitude made sense. Zero realized leaving the guild didn't end his problems. Chenjun was going to keep being a pain in the ass unless dealt with permanently. With that in mind, he headed straight for the level 15 Dark Corpse Nest to keep grinding the second world. Most players skipped this low-level dungeon because Deathland gave better loot. Zero didn't care. He met the NPC Mage Morn, who asked if he really wanted to challenge it. Zero confirmed. Mage Morn opened the portal and wished him luck. Zero looked at the regular tokens he got from the dungeon. Refining them into golden grade ones was notoriously hard, low success rate, and crazy energy cost. Still, he decided to try one refinement. Meanwhile, chaos was popping off elsewhere. Bounty hunters were chasing Chenjun like crazy after that 50k yuan reward dropped. While running for his life, Chenjun realized in horror that the same mercenaries he hired to hunt Zero had switched sides and were now coming after him. He was convinced Zero was behind the betrayal. A system window appears. Zero successfully refined the token. A system-wide announcement exploded. Dark Corpse Nest has transformed into a hidden dungeon. Free revival for anyone who dies inside during the next 2 hours. Liu Yao saw the announcement and immediately ordered all Supreme Guild members to rush in for the rare equipment. But Zero was waiting for Chenjun. He still couldn't use revival scrolls for 5 more days, but his crazy obsession with revenge wouldn't let him back down. Zero smirked at the announcement. Free revival was perfect timing since he couldn't use scrolls either. He stepped up to face the dungeon's gatekeeper, the Dark Zombie Lord, a towering, menacing monster radiating crazy magical power. System told that his was a level 15 magic-type boss. Skills: Dark Death Ray, Corpse Spell Burst. Zero launched a savage attack at the Dark Zombie Lord, smashing the massive ugly thing backward. He stood his ground and growled, "I'm gonna destroy you just like I crushed all your weak-ass minions." At the same time, the system dropped a notification. A shit ton of challengers had entered the Dark Corpse Nest. The temporary free revival effect turned the hidden dungeon into a gold rush for broke players who couldn't afford resurrection scrolls. Zero spotted Sujinya and some Supreme Guild members inside, but made it clear, "My only target is Chenjun." Stay out of this if you know what's good for you. He activated the permission adjustment on his golden secret order and started tweaking the dungeon's rules up to 3 times. While he was cooking, the other players kept grinding monsters across the dungeon. Chenjun told Sujinya to stick close like a controlling asshole. She was annoyed but stayed with the group out of respect for the elders. Then, boom, system announcement hit. The golden secret order had changed the rules. Free revival, cancelled. Return scrolls and exits, disabled. Kills inside, no sin value. Dungeon entrance, completely sealed. Chenjun was shook. Who would do some crazy shit like this? One of his dogs suspected Zero immediately. This whole dungeon's a trap. Chenjun laughed it off like an idiot. No way. Refining a golden secret order has a trash success rate and needs insane energy. That loser couldn't possibly pull it off. He guessed someone was trying to monopolize the first clear rewards. Despite the danger, he pushed forward with his guild against a horde of 500 zombies, telling Sujinya to stay glued to him. Sujinya was low-key indifferent to his safety. She was only there for the elders. When Chenjun and Sujinya finally reached the boss room, they found Zero casually sitting on top of the defeated Dark Zombie Lord like a king. Sujinya was surprised. "What are you doing here? I was looking for you." Zero greeted them coolly. "Been waiting for you guys for a while now." Chenjun was visibly pissed. He demanded to know if Zero used a golden secret order, and where the hell he got such a rare item. Zero looked down at them with zero fear. "If you really want my life, come take it right now." Even cornered, Chenjun relied on his family's influence and acted arrogant. He ordered Sujinya to bind Zero with her skills. Sujinya straight up refused. "After the way you treated him in the guild? A hell no." Chenjun got desperate and ordered his remaining subordinates to rush Zero. The bounty hunters hesitated, knowing Zero had already soloed the dungeon boss. Charging him felt like suicide. Chenjun offered another 5k yuan to anyone who killed him. Greed won. They apologized and launched a coordinated attack. Zero looked down on them like they were nothing. "You clowns ain't even as dangerous as a level 9 beast tide." He unleashed a devastating attack with multiple critical hits and wiped the charging idiots in one go. System confirmed. Yanyu Pavilion member Shang eliminated. No sin value thanks to the special dungeon rules. With the first wave dead, Zero turned his cold eyes to the rest of them. He realized the dungeon's rules let him kill white-named players freely without sin. No more holding back. As the enemies kept coming, one idiot suggested killing the boss while Zero was distracted. That plan died instantly when Zero summoned his silver-armored scorpion. One attacker laughed and swung at the pet. Just a weak beast tamer's companion. His attack did 0 damage. The guy stared in disbelief. "How? I'm level 14 and stacked all my points in strength." Then Yanyu Pavilion suddenly got showered with arrows from every direction. Chenjun panicked and screamed at his men to fight back, offering 20k yuan per kill. The guild raised their shields in chaos, wondering who the hell was ambushing them when they thought they were the only ones inside. Some suspected another force had entered to steal their kills. Meanwhile, Zero stayed quiet in the back, watching the whole shit show unfold. The Yanyu Pavilion members were getting their asses absolutely handed to them. Right then, Liu Yao showed up with perfect timing and stepped into the fight. "Nobody touches my people, you losers." He looked at Zero confidently. "These small fries ain't shit. They won't be a real threat." Zero's face clearly showed annoyance the second he saw Liu Yao. Chenjun started defending himself, swearing he didn't mean to target Liu Yao's crew, and demanding why the hell Liu Yao was interfering. Liu Yao roasted him hard. "You think you can solve every problem by throwing money around? Pathetic." Then he raised the stakes even higher in front of everyone. 1 million yuan to whoever kills the president of Yanyu Pavilion. Chenjun lost his goddamn mind. He screamed that anyone who took the bounty would face the full wrath of both the Chen and Su families. Before shit could explode further, a deep, terrifying roar shook the entire dungeon. Everyone turned as dark aura exploded around the Dark Zombie Lord. Zero watched calmly. The boss had hit critical health and gone full berserk. The earlier arrow barrage had accidentally triggered it. The Dark Zombie Lord evolved into the 3-star Dark Zombie Tyrant King. Liu Yao's eyes went wide. Holy shit, a boss can actually evolve mid-fight? The newly transformed tyrant let out a thunderous roar and unleashed a devastating attack across the battlefield. The blast smashed into nearby Yanyu Pavilion members, sending them flying and causing heavy casualties. System announcement: dungeon difficulty increased due to berserk state. As a result, the dungeon exit was forced open. Anyone who wanted to could run. Chenjun felt a wave of relief, thinking fate was finally on his side. That hope died quick. The Dark Zombie Tyrant King kept slaughtering everything in its path. Chenjun tried fighting back, yelling he'd make the monster pay. The tyrant casually slapped him across the room with one crushing blow, then charged forward roaring. A Yanyu Pavilion member screamed for help as the tyrant went on a rampage. Zero immediately summoned his silver-armored scorpion to tank, but the evolved boss was draining the pet's health like crazy. In the middle of all this, Chenjun started talking big shit. "It'll take you 10,000 years to kill me, Then the coward turned and bolted straight for the newly opened exit, abandoning all his subordinates. Zero shouted for him to stop, but it was too late. As Chenjun escaped, the Dark Zombie Tyrant King continued massacring the remaining players. Zero realized he only had one teleport left. If he chased Chenjun now, Liuhao, who had no more revives, would probably die. He chose to handle the immediate threat. Zero cast a powerful ice skill, damaging the tyrant and temporarily trapping it in a bunch of ice shards. Seeing it was about to break free, Zero grabbed Liu. "Run, dumbass!" For the moment, they put their rivalry aside and focused on escaping the berserk monster before it killed everyone. The Dark Zombie Tyrant King kept swinging with insane power. Zero and Liu were dodging devastating attacks left and right. Zero quickly realized his A-level ice spike was now dogshit, only dealing a little over 100 damage to this evolved freak. Fighting a level 17 3-star boss was on a completely different level than anything before. He relied on his superior agility, kiting the monster, looking for openings, and using smart positioning to stay alive. Whenever he saw a chance, he spammed volleys of fire projectiles to slowly chip away at its massive health bar. The battle was getting more intense by the second. The tyrant unleashed another brutal attack. Zero barely dodged it with his speed. Even so, the boss was moving way faster than expected. Every dodge was getting riskier. From a distance, one guild member admitted, "Trying to help right now would just make us cannon fodder." Zero kept weaving through the tyrant's relentless assault, but the monster was steadily closing the gap, putting him in a more and more dangerous spot.